What is up, San Antonio Spurs fans? My name is Indomitable Will, and today I'm excited to bring you guys some news. We are going back to the roots of Draft League. Formerly my old channel, Will the RNG Lord, we uploaded Showdown content, and we uploaded ORAS Draft League. Well, I'm excited to show you guys that we have our Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire cartridges here, and that, more importantly, we joined an Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire Wi-Fi Draft League. So, with that, we are bringing back the OG San Antonio Spurs logo right here. And without further ado, let's get into this team that I drafted. I'm so excited for this season. You guys have no idea. I haven't played ORAS since DPL Season 5, which, for those of you who do not know, DPL is like one of the more competitive team tournaments in the Draft League scene. And that has been played with 8 Pokemon historically and not the 11 or 12 you see in Draft League. So, this is a nice change of pace from that. And without further ado, let's get right into our team and I'll talk a little bit about it. Alright, so this is the team we drafted. We'll go by each pick one by one, explain a little bit of what their role is on the team and why we picked it. Up first, we have Mega Kangaskhan, which Mega Kangaskhan, from what I have played, from the leagues I have played in, was never allowed in Gen 6. It was always too powerful, with the parental bond basically always dealing half of the original hit, meaning it gets a 1.5 power boost on everything that it goes for, which effectively makes all of its moves stabs, and that is pretty insane. So, I told the admins of this league, hey, we should ban Mega Kangaskhan. Did they listen? No. Did they let me draft it? Yes. I think that might have been their first mistake. So, we are excited to build around this team, but that's not all we have. Here to support Mega Kangaskhan, the first mod we picked up is a base 110 Defogger. It's very, very versatile. It gets moves such as Wish and Healing Wish to help heal up the Mega Kangaskhan. And it also resists that fighting type that Mega Kangaskhan is weak to, and that is Latias. Latias has Defog, which hazard removal is scarce in this format. It also has great coverage, base 110 speed. Getting over base 100 speed in this draft is a pretty big deal. You know, you got all sorts of coverage moves. Latias was just a great pickup. Up next, I wanted something that can kind of help with Mega Kangaskhan's weakness in that it can get rid of Rocky Helmets. As Mega Kangaskhan, it will be making contact a lot because it's more of a physical attacker than a special attacker. So, to help get rid of the Rocky Helmets, we have Crocodile. And Crocodile, it gets a strong move such as Pursuit, Knockoff, has a great toolkit, it has access to Stealth Rock, which in this generation there are no heavy duty boots. So that means Stealth Rock is by far the best move in the game. And Crocodile has all these tools at its disposal, coupled with the Intimidate ability. So it can knock off the Rocky Helmets for Mega Kangaskhan, trap the ghost types that are threatening Latias, and overall just be a really hard-hitting presence on the team. Up next, we have our next Pokemon, which is Zapdos. Zapdos has 2 abilities, Pressure and Static. Pressure can be nice in like a Roost Defog defensive role type situation, but static also lets us paralyze things that could be of annoyance to us, which things like Mega Lopunny or Talonflame, the busted things with really high speed stats running around. Static is useful for that. And Zapdos can't run Defog and Static. However, with Zapdos' toolkit, with the pivoting, with it also having base 100 speed, which is the most important speed tier in this format, I think Zapdos was a phenomenal pickup. Up next, we have Infernape, another Pokemon that I think shouldn't have lasted this long. It's great pivot, it has over base 100 speed, and it just hits like a freaking truck. This mon, very fast, very powerful, it has priority, it has good coverage moves, it also has access to like hidden power ice and things like that. It also gets Stealth Rock, even though it's not really going to be the one running Stealth Rock most of the time. And yeah, it's just a fast pivot for my threats. And up next we have Diancie. So I did want a different fairy type, but a lot of the fairy types tended to go in the same exact round. So I ended up going with Diancie because it's fairly bulky. It can set Stealth Rock up. It's a pretty good hazard setter in that regard, and it can hit still pretty fairly hard. Up next we have Blastoise, our Rapid Spinner here. Unlike in Gen 8 and onward, Rapid Spin does not boost your speed here, and Blastoise unfortunately does not get Shell Smash in this game. However, it still is a tanky water type that can help us get rid of those Stealth Rocks that would otherwise hinder our team. Up next we have Cofagrigus, which, in my opinion, is the best thing to check Mega Kangaskhan on the board. So having Cofagrigus to not only help our Mega Kangaskhan, but also to beat things that are really reliant on their abilities, such as Mega Lopunny and Talonflame once again. I say those because those are two large threats in the format. It really helps, and Cofagrigus being a ghost type, it is immune to Rapid Spin, which is also very, very helpful for this draft, especially if I'm trying to get all my hazards up. Speaking of hazards, up next we have Roselia, which gets both spikes and toxic spikes. It's a great mon for its value. It hits pretty hard, and it has utility moves such as Stun Spore. Overall, I think for 4 or 5 points, I can't remember which one it was, but overall just a great value pickup. And next we have Registeel, which Registeel, it fit the steel type I was looking for. However, most of the other steel types I was looking at got taken, so it was pretty slim pickings, but Registeel is really bulky. It has access to Thunder Wave, which in this generation makes speed a fourth of what it was instead of a half, which is really huge. It has access to things like Iron Head and Seismic Toss, as well as Toxic and Rest Sleep Talk if I want to be super shisty with it. So overall, Registeel was just the bulky steel type that this team needed. And then our final two Pokemon, we have Swellow. This is before Swellow got buffed in Gen 7 with the additional special attack, so unfortunately Special Swellow might not be on the menu. However, with Guts and things like Facade and Brave Bird and a Flame Orb, Swellow can still go to town and hit pretty hard, and it's also a fast pivot for this team. And then finally we have Sneasel, a secondary Knock and Pursuit Trapper for our Mega Kangaskhan. It helps get rid of those Rocky Helmets. It helps trap those annoying ghost types for Latias, and it can revenge kill with priority and is a base 115 speed tier. Overall, I think this is just a very strong draft. I'm so excited to use it. Big shout outs to Soulblaze and Ducky for running the league, and to Soulblaze for inviting me to this league. And yeah, I'm so happy to be playing Gen 6 again, because I played in DPL, this is I was kind of given the reputation as the guy who teaches people how to play Gen 6. So being back in my element, being back where it all started for me, taking a trip down memory lane, having this blast from the past, it's going to be awesome. And I hope you guys are as excited as I am. And I will see you guys for our Week 1 battle, which will go live not this coming Sunday, but the Sunday after that.